Hello, and welcome to Every Persona Explained, where we take a look at the origin and representation of every persona. I'm your host, Winwright, and today we're taking a look at Eligor. Eligor is a demon from the Ars Goetia, and if you're like me, when you first saw the term Ars Goetia, you probably asked, what in the world is that? The Ars Goetia is a 17th century compilation of other older works listing 72 demons, and is part of a larger work known as the Little Key of Solomon. Also known as the Lesser Key of Solomon, this is a grimoire that contains not only the list of demons, but also supposed access to spiritual communication and celestial knowledge. Apparently, it's based on the Testament of Solomon, a text attributed to King Solomon telling the story of him, his ring, and the power to control demons it gave him. While it's attributed to King Solomon, the true authorship is in question. I did check the Testament of Solomon, but Eligor was not in there. Eligor, also known as Eligos and Abigor, is a duke or great duke of hell. He appears as a knight with a lance, an ensign, and either a serpent or a scepter depending on the source. An ensign is a flag or banner, often one that has military associations. He is said to lead 60 legions of demons, so anywhere between 60,000 and 300,000. Either way, that's a lot of demons. He also keeps secret knowledge and can see the future, at least in terms of military endeavors. The Ars Goetia also has a seal that's associated with him, and it looks like this. The copy I found actually has seals for all of the demons, which is kinda neat, but I am concerned as to why this one is highlighted though. Unfortunately, that's all we get. No stories, no how to deal with him, not even a do not try at home warning. Don't try this at home though, just in case. I don't want demonic summoning on my conscience. So with that, we move on to seeing how he's represented in game. And it's pretty good. He's a knight with a spear. He doesn't have a banner or a scepter/snake, but his hands are full already, cut him some slack. The horns are a nice touch as a reference to his demonic nature. He does appear in P1, but his design falls along the same lines of a mounted knight with a lance. Still good, but just with much lower resolution. Eligor is in the Tower Arcana in the 3s, Chariot in the 4s and Qs, and Emperor in the 5s. And in P1 he isn't under an Arcana. Instead, he is a member of the Fallen race. Tower is fitting enough as it can mean chaos, destruction, and violence. He's a war demon, those are a good match. Chariot isn't as good. It has meanings like control, self-discipline, and action, which can align with his military associations, but I think it's a weaker connection. Emperor is much better with meanings of authority and structure. Even reversed, it has meanings of dominion and tyranny, leading more into his demonic nature. In the SMT games, the Fallen race is often associated with darkness and is short for Fallen Angel. He's a demon, a literal fallen angel. That's just too fitting. In P1, he has a small move pool, but it's pretty good, having a spear move, a fire move, and a binding move. Spear works because he's a spear wielder. Fire works because he's a demon. And the binding move is less fitting, but he has military foresight, so we'll chalk it up to strategy. And most of the other games follow this pattern. Physical damage, fire damage, and the occasional supporting move. There is one exception in Q1 where he gets an ice move for some reason. Maybe a Robert Frost fan or something. His trait is Thermal Conduct, which is fitting enough for a demon, but a little uninspired. His items are pretty decent. In Persona 3 Portable, he gives a skill card for Maragilau. Again, fire is fitting for him. When itemized in P5, he gives either a card for Tarukaja or Matarukaja, support skills that we can attribute to military strategy. Q1 is odd as it gives a card for Glacial Edge, that ice move he has for some reason. And Q2 gives a move called Gurento, which is a fire move, which apparently means Crimson Lotus Sword, which is so cool. Bring this move to the main series, please. Overall, it's good. Eligor's description and characterization is simple, but the designers did a good job working with what they were given. When I first saw the word Ars Goetia, I was very confused because I'd never heard of it. And I am a giant nerd who likes learning about stuff like this, so the fact that I never heard of it was really interesting. I was able to find more than one source for Eligor. Unfortunately, all the sources say basically the same thing, and while I found multiple copies online, it is interesting. The entries are really short, which is unfortunate. In fact, most of the information that I found, aside from the Ars Goetia, was just Final Fantasy. Apparently in 7, he's a big annoying boss that people struggle to fight. I did find one website. It was a site about modern day Wiccan beliefs. that said Eligor was based on Umbaba from Mesopotamia, which is interesting and fascinating if true, but they didn't have a source, so I didn't want to put it in like the informational part, but it was too interesting to not share. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. Let me know who you want to see next time in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Every Persona Explained.